Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. This here is the Crazy Redneck. I know without the cowboy hat and everything. Anyway, today we're going to do a video of the redneck can cook. I know, it's crazy, huh? Okay, so today I'm going to make my family a old time favorite that I grew up with called Nacho Cheese soup with a little bit of a twist. Okay, so first things first, went to the store this morning, got the ingredients that I needed. For one, is a pack of 5 of round steak. Bam, right here. Pretty cheap, you know, I got it for $5. A pack of hamburger meat. It doesn't really matter, whatever you want to use as far as, you know, the fat content, whatever. Got 4 cans of the Fiesta Nacho Cheese soup, 2 packages of taco seasoning, any kind is good. I've got a pack of diced onion that I keep in the freezer. But before we get started, first things first is the secret ingredient, Crown Royal. Now, what you do to get this recipe started or your dinner started is you need 1 shot glass, and okay, now we're ready to cook. So I emptied 2 cans of the nacho cheese soup into a bowl of a pot. There it is right there, with 2 cans of milk, a cup of Rotel, 1 package of taco seasoning. I put it on for low heat, so I want it to just simmer, not really boil. Next, I fried up my round steak, diced it up, nice and neat. As you can see right there, kept the juices, all that good stuff, because I want to use that later. Next up, I'm browning the hamburger meat, so I'm going to set this down and get busy. So, browning up this hamburger meat. Like I said, you can use whatever you want, whatever kind. Doesn't matter, it's just your preference, your deal. Now that my hamburger meat is done, I need to get my strainer out, colander, because I've got my strainer right here, plastic bowl. I know, pretty smart. Now I'm gonna take all this beef and I'm gonna strain it. I'm gonna dump it out. Now I'm gonna keep the fat from the beef. I'm gonna keep the fat. Why? Because I want to use it. I'm going to reuse that juice, the fat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hamburger meat and transport it over here to my soup. Okay? Okay, now the hamburger fat that we saved, the fat from the meat, I'm going to put some back into this pan, a skillet. And I'm going to discard the rest. Now, I'm going to take my diced onion. Normally I dice my own onions, but luckily I ran into a nice little deal where I can get them already diced. I believe they use it at Taco Bell. It's pre-diced. Instead of throwing them away, I kept them. Don't worry, the boss don't get to it. So, I got my onions in the pan. I'm going to cook it in the beef fat. Okay. I want all that flavor from the beef fat. So, let's meat up. I'm going to use 1 pack of the steak, which is here. Chopped it up. I kept all the juice, and I'm going to add it to my pan. See? Add it to my pan. Yep. My knives are in the way. Okay, so now that I've got that done, it's really simple. It don't take long to prepare this dish for your family. Ingredients is pretty cheap. I think I spent a total of maybe $30, and this would feed a family of, I don't know, you get about 10 servings. About 10. Okay, so I've got my stuff mixed in all together in this big pot. My soup, my milk, my seasoning, hamburger meat, and my steak. Steak is already cubed and diced, so instead of throwing this away, my taco seasoning, the onions that I'm browning up cooking right now, I'm going to add it to that pot of this skillet. And I'm going to stir it around, okay? So all that fat from the hamburger beef, and I don't want to hear about, you know, oh, that's not really healthy, blah, blah, blah. You know what? This here is Southern cooking. This is how we do it. You don't hear anybody in Mississippi complaining about how stuff tastes. It tastes, oh, that's not good for you. But, you know, maybe without the sodium and the ingredients in the taco seasoning, this very well could be keto. Now, I'm not going to say it is or be a quote on it is. I'm not going to do that because I don't know for sure. But as far as I know, I'm not putting any carbs into this at all, other than what, you know, a little bit of seasoning is in there. Okay, so now take my deal right here. I'm gonna smash up these big lumps of onion, which I should have thawed out earlier today, but I didn't. That's okay. Sometimes I forget. This is my first day off in like, I don't know, 15 days in a row. So it's gonna be nice. So anyway, the soup, I believe, is going to be a low-carb soup. Not really sure. Let's see. Look at this right here. Total carbs is 5 grams per serving. So, 4 grams per container. Okay, now you have to watch for dietary fiber, so you take that off. So, you're looking at 9 grams. 9 grams of carbs in the Kansas soup. Now the soup is, you know, what you need. Now as far as the milk, now you can try to use almond milk, or you can even, I think, use heavy cream, substitute the milk to make it even more keto friendly. Now once this soup is done, you know, you don't have to eat tortilla chips with it. You know, that'll boost up your carb count and all that stuff. But you're going to top it with cilantro if you've got it. Fresh tomatoes, if you've got it. Sour cream does really great with it. Really good dish. Salsa, mix it with your salsa. Your jalapeños, if you like it a little spicy, which I like it a little spicy. And all that stuff. Okay, so now that I've got my onions cooked down, caramelized, you know, looking pretty good. As you can see. Bam, moving my camera around. I'm going to add this whole thing to my nacho cheese soup pot. And I'm going to put this dish up. I'm going to get around to doing these dishes here pretty soon, so no worries. Okay, so now I'm going to stir all the ingredients together and kind of let that slow simmer. Now this is something that, you know, it's going to take maybe an hour. So if you've got time for an hour to wait, whatever, okay, then you can have it. My family has gone right now to a parent-teacher conference. So by the time they get back, they're going to be happy because dinner's done. So now we're going to taste it. Okay, still going pretty good. It's got a good flavor to it. Nice nacho cheese flavor. Of course, I'm getting some of the Crown Royal, you know, flavor into it and everything. It's just my key ingredient. That don't go in the dish. by any means. It don't go in the dish. It just goes in your mouth, in your belly. Woo! Okay. So, I've got that done right there. I'm going to add another can of the Nacho Cheese soup. My fantastic can opener by, I don't know who it's by. Alright, so I got the can of soup in. Another can. It's the third can of soup so far. I go 1 and 1. 1 can of soup for 1 can of milk or heavy cream, whatever you've got available. And I left my refrigerator door open. Okay, so I closed it. Alright, not gonna burn it. Now this is my first cooking video that I'm posting to my YouTube channel. We'll see how it goes. And if it does pretty good, I'll do more. I'm really good at a lot of the baking, cooking aspects. You know, I think I'm pretty good. I'm no Gordon Ramsay, but who is? Other than Gordon Ramsay. He'd probably call me a donut right now, or donkey, whatever. Anyway, now I've got my other soup in. I've got the milk in, everything. We'll clean up my countertop. Okay, countertop done. Knife is put up. Now that's all the ingredients. I mean, it's pretty simple. 4, 5, 6, ingredients. Okay, so I've got to put a trash bag in the trash can. I'll throw it away here in a minute. It's pretty simple. There's 4 or 5 ingredients. You don't have to add steak. You don't have to add steak, but you can. You don't have to have it. Regular recipe calls for beef, ground beef, but I wanted to add a little extra to it, a little bit of my touch to it, and added some steak. So we're going to season this up a little bit. I got some salt here. We're going to go. I'll measure it out. Don't worry, I will measure it out. Okay, so I have a half a teaspoon of cut gill right here. So we're going to sprinkle that around. I don't want it too salty. Remember, you can't take the salt out once it's in. That I know. This here is my homemade salt shaker. All it is a mason jar with holes in the top. Don't have to refill it near as much as the small one. Comes in handy. Now for the secret ingredient, I may add another well, maybe not. Maybe not. I'll wait. I'll hold off. I won't do that just yet. Okay, so now that my soup is cooking, I turned up the heat to right under medium, and I'm going to add some more seasonings to it. Right now I've got pico de gallo seasoning, so I'm going to add just a little bit of that. Just going to eyeball it. I don't want it to be too over spicy because youngest daughter will not eat it. I don't know if she's going to eat it or not. She's really picky. And I done put my spoon up that I use to stir it with. Where to go, Goofy? Alright, so stir this up. Get all those seasonings nicely incorporated. Now I want to start this on a low to medium heat because I don't want the cheese to burn. That's the last thing I want to do is let it burn. Now if you want to get really good with it, add some more stuff, your touch to it. You can add chicken. If you don't like beef, you can add chicken. Sausage would be a great add to it. Sausage. Anyway, add what you want, do what you want. Make it your own recipe. But this is what I grew up with. My mother made it. My grandmother made it. She was the first to turn us on to nacho cheese soup, and we haven't looked back since. Of course, we hadn't had it in a while. And next cooking video, I think I will do on my next day off, which is Monday. And since now the temperatures are cooler, what I'm going to do is chili. Right, redneck chili. Bam. All right, so my soup is cooking. Okay, soup is cooking. As you can see, coming together. Now it's got to sit there and mingle, get a little bit of a low heat boil going. I don't know if that's possible, but we're going to try it anyway. And keep stirring it every once in a while. You don't have to babysit the pot. Just, you don't want the cheese to burn. It's going to add a nasty flavor. We don't want that. And once it is complete, I will come back and show you how to prepare it. Once it's done cooking. Anyway, see you in a minute.